Dear Honorable Vice President McKillen Scott and Honorable Members of the European Parliament, my name is Tiana Wang. As the world prepares to commemorate International Human Rights Day, I'd like to tell you about my father, Wang Bingzhang, a political prisoner currently serving a life sentence in China. My father was the founder of the Overseas Chinese Democracy Movement. A medical doctor by training, he instead devoted his life to what he believed were basic freedoms long overdue to the Chinese people. For 20 years, he was based in North America and worked towards his dream of a democratic China. He started a dissident magazine, founded several opposition organizations, and traveled the world giving speeches to inspire people to share his ideals. On June 27, 2002, my father was traveling in Vietnam when he was kidnapped, forced into China by boat, and arrested by Chinese police. After being held incommunicado for 6 months, he was subjected to a sham trial, held behind closed doors, during which he was not allowed to speak. No evidence was presented, nor any witnesses called. He was convicted and sentenced to life in prison. Since then, my father has been serving his sentence in solitary confinement in southern China. Not only does he have very little contact with other inmates, he also has very little contact with my family. The prison allows only one visit a month, each lasting about 30 minutes. But because all of my family live in the United States or Canada, it's difficult for us to keep up with these monthly visits. More problematic is the fact that many members of my family, including my mother and myself, are consistently being denied visas to go visit him. For my outspokenness on his behalf, I've been punished as the Chinese government has refused to grant me an entry visa for the past 5 years. Since his imprisonment, my family has worked tirelessly to try to win his freedom. With the assistance of lawyers, fellow activists, and friends, we tried to bring his case to the attention of the international community. But despite the support we've been able to mobilize, my father continues to languish in prison. My father will be turning 67 years old in a few weeks. The past decade of confinement has taken an irreversible toll on his physical and mental health, and we worry that his time is running out. While my aunts and uncles engage in sit-ins and hunger strikes, my siblings and I continue our own advocacy, each of us seeking effective channels for intervention on my father's behalf. But ultimately, it is high-level diplomacy that offers the best chance for those like my father. I therefore would like to take this opportunity to ask leaders of the European Parliament to remember my father, Wang Bingzhang, and other individuals of the China 18 and their plights the next time you have an opportunity to meet with officials from the Chinese government. And I unabashedly ask you to raise my father's name and ask for his release on such occasions. I believe your personal intervention is my father's best chance for freedom. Thank you for taking the time to listen to my testimony and request, and for your heartfelt concern for my father and all political prisoners in China. Thank you for doing everything you can to help secure their release so that they may be reunited with their families.